And a very good evening and welcome to the post-show of the Quicksilver Pro France. Friday evening in France and a big afternoon of competition. We had a bunch of calls this morning while we wait for this wind to die down. When it did, some very contestable conditions and some big performances, guys.
Yeah, it was probably a tough day. Just being like, it was one of those things where you get the call and you got to wait and you're like, oh, is it going to be, it was like, what, an 8 a.m. call we had, and then it was a 10, and then it was a 12 and a 1. So yeah, it can be kind of challenging when you're hearing and waiting it out, especially if you're stuck here on the beach. I think most of the surfers kind of knew at the beginning of the day that it was going to be a bit of a wait just because you showed up in the morning and you looked at it. It was wild, right? It was pretty low tide and wild still, and it didn't look like there was a place to have a contest.
Yeah, it was huge, absolutely huge. But yeah, they dealt with it really well, and we had some real juice in the end, and I think it was one of the sort of action-packed couple of hours of the whole event so far.
Squeezing that juice better than anyone else was Frederica Moraes. He's down with Joanna.
Yeah, that's right. And what a way to end the day, huh? With your first surf of the day, was it?
Yeah, first surf. I didn't pedal this morning. It just looked too hard, and then when they called it on, there was not much time. There was like half an hour, so it wasn't worth it to pedal, I think. So I kept myself warmed up really nice before my heat, and yeah, made it to the next round. It's really hard out there right now. Luckily, I got my 2 scores on my 2 first waves of the heat, so yeah, got it done.
Well, great job and good luck in the next round. You're doing great.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Tell you what, Frederica Moraes could be a danger man coming back towards finals. Doesn't need this result here. No pressure on him. He looks like everything's going well for him. He could be absolutely deadly. Let's cast our mind back on this afternoon and think about some of those big performances that we saw. And a bunch of them. Still some meat on the bones there, Pete. And it took power to match the power of the ocean.
Yeah, and I would go to the top half of the draw. I think the top half of the draw, the best performance there was Kuno Igarashi. You know, it just looked like he did it with ease, putting 8s up on the board. Brand new board. He's like, yeah, I just had it in my board bag. I'll just throw it out there and ride it. And he surfed it, 16-point heat. You know, like he just makes it so nonchalant. Championship Tour surfer, a lot of confidence. Top half of the draw's got to be him. And I think the bottom half for me was Frederico. Just steady Eddie. Freddie.
Who do you like, Ben?
Well, Cano was good. He was even better in the booth, I thought. I think he put in 2 great performances.
You guys are good together. I thought the chemistry was good there. I was a little bit jealous at one stage.
Yeah, Matthias Hurdy. Actually, it was the heat we watched with Kanoa calling it. And, yeah, Matthias Hurdy just looked on fire. He just had the mojo. He was throwing some flair. He looked like he was having fun. And he just looks electric. So, yeah, I'd back him today.
And looking at tomorrow and thinking about our forecast, offshore winds, right? We're stoked on that. A little bit less swell energy. Still a lot of surfing yet to come, guys.
And we'll have the bit of tide that we're going to have to deal with. And Travis Logie sent the text out. He's talking about a strong possibility of double banks, which means we may be going back to that scenario. And we know how quick that can make a day as far as mowing through heats. So keep that in mind.
Let's check out our Quicksilver ride of the day from today. We've been running them all week. And standout performance of today. Well, we just chatted about this man and what he can do. Let's have another look at this wave. Kuno Igarashi, he looked pretty good out there.
Yeah, he's super focused. He's up here to train, and he just like got that first turn in. And the fact that he just absolutely did the delayed bottom man turn and then finished off well, that's why he's one of the best servers in the world, and he's relaxed. He wants to win, so he is dangerous.
And he mentioned that this was a
CT talent swirling around the mix. We saw Frederico. We've got
muddying the waters.
Kanoa as well. Let's think about conditions for tomorrow, though. Obviously, the CT guys with the experience. Bunch of other surfers kind of hot at their heels. And we're looking at a good day tomorrow. Got that offshore wind, maybe in that kind of 4-foot range. Pretty much kind of ideal size for out here.
Yeah, I would say so. And yeah, there's some youngsters that you had mentioned. And I think there's Matthias Herdy we got to look at, is also Connor O'Leary. You know, some of the guys that are, put in solid performances today and actually throughout this entire event that are going to be definitely into it tomorrow. And it's going to be probably a big day for surfers. They're going to have to go through a bunch of heats. I mean, if you think about the finalists, if we run all the way tomorrow, that's, round of 16, quarters, semis, and a final. So that's 4 solid heats of the day. So someone who is going to have to be physically fit.
And with that offshore, Ben, we are in France. We're in prime season. It's the Quick and Roxy Pro France. Maybe a chance of some tubes down here tomorrow?
Yeah, potentially, especially in the morning when there's still a bit of juice around and the offshore breeze. Even this morning, there was like 10 foot. It was absolutely, there was some pipes. So tomorrow, offshore, sunny skies, finals day. It's pretty exciting
You
stuff.
guys are so optimistic. I'm going to keep you guys like, hey, bookends. You guys are killing me.
Hey, we're calling it. It's on.
Could
It's
all
on,
be
Pete.
coming together for the best day of our waiting period for finals day at the Quicksilver and Roxy Pro France. That's tomorrow, Saturday here. We're going to come back in the morning, see what the ocean's offering us. 8:15 call for a possible 8:45 start. WorldSurfLeague.com. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.